What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We've got some exciting stuff where we do some city rallies. From the fight for Dimbokro over the last week, we did hit a bunch of cities in a few different kingdoms, but mostly in 77. So I've got a video tonight of us rallying a city that was approximately 62, 63 million power, and we kill every single one of his or her troops and take all of the resources from that city. For those of you guys that are new here, my name is Fett. I play the mobile game Rise of Kingdoms on Apple and Android. It is a war game to play with friends. If you guys like this game just as much as me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I put out all sorts of content for stuff like KVK, fighting, Ark of Osiris, and any other event that comes into the game Rise of Kingdoms. So yeah, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to see how I play in 1846 and in my alliance, watch it burn. All right, guys, so here we go. We've got the first rally on this city coming in. Cardona was the rally leader for this one. He is in my alliance. Watch it burn normally. We were doing all the fighting on this day. This is still day one footage, by the way. But we were doing all of our fighting pretty much on day one in C, at least the first like 8 hours or so. We were in C46 for the whole time. So Cardona went ahead and rallied it. We knew this guy was offline because the flag is down, obviously. It had been down for quite some time now, and we had probably scouted this guy nothing short of 1,000 times in about a 10 or 15 minute period. So we know his screen was lighting up, and we knew he was offline. So we said, okay, let's do a Mehmed Caesar rally then. So Cardona has both of those commanders max. He went ahead and launched the rally, and instead of using, fighting troops like cav, archers, or infantry, we stuffed a bunch of siege in this one. And so we're hitting, as you can see, his garrison is Richard and Charles, which is just getting crushed right now. And if you look up to the top left, we actually have another rally coming into this city right now from J46, and Muffin launched that rally. So we had two rallies hit the city at the same time. Definitely not something you want to see happen. It is a part of the game. As I said in many other videos, guys, all you have to do is pop a bubble or just go back to your alliance territory or go back to a safe zone where the enemy can't get you. If you're getting offline in KVK, do not leave your city at risk, because this is what happens. You can see that second rally came in. It's an Alex Charles on our end. And like I said, he's got the garrison of Richard Charles, which is just really not the best. He would have much rather had Charles YSG right there. And he is getting destroyed on this first one. We put the marker up of don't swarm. We really want to try to hit this person or any other person that we're going to do a city rally on. We try to hit them with just rallies as much as possible. So we try to put markers. We blow people up in the chat, and uh-oh, here comes a third rally from B46 into that city. This guy, unfortunately, just got off at the wrong time. We were pretty much all online at this point still. Verification rewards, of course, have to hit me at crucial times. We were all pretty much online, and I mean, this was really near kind of the front line where we got started. So for him to leave his city at risk like that was just foolish. I mean, you got to protect your account. I imagine at 63 million power, he or she's probably invested a little bit of money into this game, and or has really just been playing for about 1.5 years or almost 2 years. So you hate to see this happen, but it is a part of the game. And of course, I love being on the team that's delivering the rally to the city. It's never fun to get your city rallied, right? So this is the third rally on this city right now. As you can see, our rally's not really taking any damage, and this Richard Charles is just not handling the onslaught too well. As I said in my last video too, and I think the first one, episode 1, we used Alex Charles a lot, Alex Martel a lot to rally really any flags or anything. The same logic applied here to the city as well. Depending what we saw in the city when we would scout it, we may change that to an archer rally. But given what we saw here, we just went with the Alex Martel. Or we did the classic city hitting commanders like Mehmed, like Caesar, to get it done as well. And people still swarm. I mean, we try our hardest to tell people not to swarm because it kind of messes up the timing of the rallies. You'll see here in a few minutes too, we get a rally in and people are swarming the city, and the rally can't figure out where to hit the city. There's a rule that it's something along the lines of, oh, and here's the first report. where is it? There it is. So we took 100,000 dead on our end, and he took 329 severely wounded in his hospital. So good news is for Apollon, that he did have some room in his hospital for this at first, but it really didn't matter. He is going to log back onto the game and have a absolutely full hospital, and anything else outside of that completely dead, and every resource that he had gone as well. Never fun, guys. If you're going to get off the game and you're in KVK, move your city, bubble your city, do something. You do not want this to happen to you. And as you can see, we're still kind of swarming that down. Diesel was the second one in the alliance that we were in to launch a rally. His does a lot more damage and sends a lot more to the graveyard, I suppose, rather than the hospital. So as he takes more and more rallies, his hospital gets filled up. We start getting a ton of resources, and he starts taking deads. Once his hospital's full, he's just going to take 100% deads from that point on. Again, really, really painful to watch, but it is a part of the game, and you got to protect your city. You never want this to happen to you. So like I always bubble, and if I'm in War Frenzy and I can't bubble, I'll port back. I'll waste a port. Well, it's really not wasting. You're protecting your investment. You're protecting the time that you spend building your account. Never leave your city out there in a situation where you're in a fight and people want to hit your city. Just don't give them that opportunity. And I'm also kind of checking around the map, just seeing like what's going on here. This is still, like I said, day one of fighting. And this is where we had started to push them back pretty significantly. So we're getting some city rallies going at this point on day one. We're burning every flag that we can. These are recordings of when things were going very well for us in Dumbokro, which if you caught my video last night, things have definitely changed and they are no longer going well in Dumbokro. We have conceded the zone entirely. So we'll see the enemy in Kingsland for the final battle for that ziggurat. But at this point in the fight, things were going well. We had beat them in the field. We were pushing them back flag-wise, and we were getting some good city rallies going too. And so as you can see, everybody's still swarming. And one big reason we tell people not to swarm is because if people are swarming and it's like this, so for example, if our rally was to get here right now, we would only have a tiny, tiny amount of fighting to do with that rally that's filled with tons of troops to this Richard. And it's just as a waste of a rally. Rally takes 5 minutes. You never know when this person's going to get back online. So we try our hardest to tell people not to swarm, but it's all of our nature. Like if we see a city going down and it's this low in health, you know, we're going to swarm it, right? I mean, it's really hard not to. As long as we get those first couple rallies in without, you know, the swarm being done, it's okay. And it is really, really hard for people to resist, and we understand that. So, you know, it is what it is. We were able to get the first few rallies, though, or the first, I guess, couple rallies without swarming done, which was huge because it did so much damage to rallies hitting a city at the same time, rather than our people swarming the city, taking deads on a fully stocked city right here. And so this is our second rally going in. I believe there's another rally coming from the other alliances as well. And yeah, I mean, at this point, he's got his hospital full. Anything that we're hitting at this point, he's taking deads, which is just unfortunate. He was like 63 million powered. I think by the end of this, he's like 52. So, you know, he's got a hospital bill of, you know, hundreds of millions of resources and permanently dead probably around 1 million-ish troops. T5s, if he had a bunch of T4s, I don't recall exactly. It was a mix, but 1 million plus dead troops permanently. He's got to retrain those. Nothing he can do about it, unfortunately. And of course, we're also on Discord at this point too. This was day one of Dumbokro fighting. So we were all on Discord basically all day talking to each other. And of course, we're going to talk to each other during a city rally as well. And so, yeah, this was one of those moments where we actually, I think we actually got lucky. We did. So they were swarming. And because there were so many marches swarming the city, Diesel's rally couldn't hit the city. And it was almost dead. So we would have been really pissed if we waited 5 minutes and stuffed this rally and the rally got there with, you know, 1 second left of fighting the city. But he couldn't hit it because there's some sort of rule. I think it's 10 people at a time can only hit someone's city, including rallies. So as soon as that city went down, Diesel's rally found a place to hit the city and started the fight all over again. As you can tell, each time a rally is hitting the city or each time it's getting swarmed, it's taking less and less time for that health bar to go all the way down. It's because he has less and less troops left. They're all dying. So each time we're doing this, we're getting resources, we're killing his or her troops, and it's getting easier and easier to hit this city each time we take it down. I've lost count, but I want to say this is probably the 6th or 7th time that we've taken the city all the way down. And we just continue to do this until the reports tell you there's no more troops to kill and there's no more resources to grab. We'll swarm the city or we'll rally the city until that moment in time. So we just kind of keep doing that. I think this one went on for about 10 or 15 minutes of rally, swarm, rally, swarm, rally, swarm. And then finally there was nothing left for us to hit the city for. So we just stopped at that point. That's what we call, for those of you guys that are newer players, that is what's called zeroing. So their power doesn't technically go to 0, right? Because your buildings have power, your technology has power, et cetera, et cetera. So his power is still about 52 million at the end of this, I believe. So when you say zeroing, it just means there's no more resources and no more troops in there. For those of you guys that are newer to this game and haven't hit a city yet, or hope to God haven't got your city hit yet, that's what we mean when we say we zeroed somebody. And let's see if we get 1 or 2 more. Yeah, we've got another rally started from Cardona again, so that's going to be the city hitting commanders again. People are still swarming this thing though. It's it is a show up there around Apion City. Everybody is just hitting it with everything that they can. Everybody's getting resources. It's a frenzy. It's like fish feeding in an ocean, right? And so that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Just wanted to put a really short, quick one up for you of us rallying and zeroing this player. This did happen on day 1 when we were winning in Dimbokro and starting to take territory back from 77. Like I said, no longer the case with this zone. We've completely given it up. We've got a little bit left in there. We're trying to give them a hard time for taking the circle, but other than that, we are going to save what we have left and finish this fight in Kingsland. If you guys like content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. The support means a lot, guys. I love putting out content. Drop a comment below if you guys have done any city rallies on your end lately. Let me know how they went for you. This one was an example of one that went very well for us. There are some examples, though, where you try to rally a city and unfortunately it hurts a lot more on your side than it did on theirs. So drop a comment below if you guys have any stories about city rallies recently. And thanks for tuning in. Just wanted to show you guys a quick video of us hitting a city during the fight for Dimbokro last week. I've got more content coming for you later tonight and more stuff coming next week later this week, actually, as we start that fight for Kingsland that I talked about. Thanks for tuning in, guys, once again, and have a great night. We'll see you later.